Happy 4th of July celebrations. I love this week. I love the whole week of celebrating the 4th of July and our freedoms. I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, but I need to share something with you that's I really need to have a big spotlight on. Not everybody's freedoms and constitutional rights are being upheld in this country, unfortunately. And so, although we are celebrating and we have a reason and a right to celebrate our freedoms in this beautiful country we live in, I'm asking you to take a couple of minutes and listen to the story that I'm about to tell you, because these evils that are going on in our court systems or with Child Protective Services or with the police or those agencies that are supposed to be protecting we are the people, when they are not exposed, they fester. And I'm coming from a lot of law enforcement background. I'm coming from a victim advocate's perspective. I've helped with a lot of cases. I used to argue that the system was clean and pure and set up correctly until I actually dug in and saw some of the things, the corruption that's happened and the people that are being victimized by it. So I'm asking you to just listen to the story. I know some of you will keep scrolling. They don't want to hear it. Some people might not believe it, or some people might say, hey, that's sad. There's nothing I can do. There are things you can do. First, you can share this message, because the more people that find out about it, the more of a spotlight it gets, and people come up out of the woodworks. I've worked on cases where we've had advocates come up from different states. We've had legal help. The more exposure, the better. We have to have strength in numbers, people. Please share this. If you're a Christian, please pray. If those of you who have some financial capabilities want to throw in $10 or $20 or more, and I'll explain what the situation is financially right now, that this poor mother that's being held from her baby, the baby was taken from her illegally. She was falsely imprisoned, and she needs all the help that she can get. She has fought her case diligently, courageously, on her own, pro se. She's won custody of her child pending visitations, unification visitations, which she is not being given right now. And I'll get into those details. But please, please take a minute to listen to this and share it. I've worked on a lot of these cases. I do my due diligence. I dig into it. I don't just take other people's words for it. So a lot of this stuff I've either seen myself, I've read documents, I've gone through the court's appeals and filings and everything. So this is not just hearsay. The mother's big mistake was getting with the wrong guy. So the couple had a baby together. Dad's got criminal charges. He's been in trouble off and on for a while. Mom's, long story short, I won't get into all the details, but basically he got charged for some things that he was guilty for. He got charged with those things. Mom also got arrested. There was no warrant. There was no Miranda rights read. Her 4-month-old baby, whom she was nursing when the police showed up, they stripped him for her. They took him from her and gave the baby to the dad's family member, while she served 93 days in jail for nothing. She was charged with nothing and released. Okay. After she had been in the jail in Utah, somebody called her claiming to be the guardian ad litem of the child. Now, if you don't know what a guardian ad litem is, and it's usually assigned when there's a hairy court case or a custody case and mom and dad can't get along, they will assign a attorney just to speak for the child. So he said he was the guardian ad litem, and he wanted to know if she wanted to give up her rights to the child. She says, absolutely not. I haven't done anything wrong. I'm going to get out of here. She claims that he laughed at her and said, you better take my number down. So I got involved. I don't do victim advocate work when I can help it. It's really hard. It's really strenuous in every way. But I get brought into these cases every once in a while when they're kind of hairy and people don't know what to do. So I came in and started studying things, and I was very, very concerned. I was talking to people that were direct to father, and I literally, without getting into a lot of detail, I was worried about satanic involvement from dad's family. And so the first person that I talked to about it was the supposed guardian ad litem. I got the number from the advocates, and I called up, told him who I was, what my background was. He also alluded that he was the guardian ad litem. He also admitted to me, I told him the things I was worried about. He said that there was no problem there. He did not report it as he was supposed to, not to the police or Child Protective Services. I found out later. And he told me a bunch of falsehoods against the mother, and the child was being neglected, and you know, the baby was in a good place and should be there, and yada yada. Now, at the time, he also admitted to me that he was related to the guardian mother, and also the father. And I says, how is that not a conflict of interest? In the state of Utah, that would be considered a conflict of interest. And he yim-yawed around about it, alluded to the fact that's just how it was in Wyoming. Now I look back, I think he was telling me out of transparency at the time, and now I think it was just to basically tell me, you know, there's nothing you're going to do about this. And he told me a lot of lies about the mother because, you know, this is what happens in these court cases. They try to get the advocates to back down, and so that the protective parent has no support.